Okay, so we have created the macro and sub-macros. We have created the menu-driven forms that support a navigation form. We've created the UI or user interface macros. So now let's put all those pieces together and create a navigation form. As I indicated earlier, navigation forms are simply a way to help automate and present data and information. For this chapter, all of the databases will use the same approach for creating the navigation forms. That is, we're going to use horizontal tabs to organize data and information. And just remember that in the workplace, you might run into someone that has used databases before. We used to call these switchboards, but they're now called navigation forms because they pretty much are a little bit more simplistic in explaining exactly what it is they do. Of course, if any of you remember a switchboard, they were a navigational system too. So we just got rid of the old name switchboards, and but you might hear someone in the workplace that still refers to it that way. But anyway, instructions for doing the navigation form begins on page AC 506. This is a very short video, but I'm just going to click through it, and you'll see how easy it is to do this, because we've already created the parts that are going to populate the form. So we want to go to the Create tab, and we want to select Navigation. There's some drop-down options, and we want to choose Horizontal Tabs. And this is going to give us tabs of tabs that are arranged horizontally in a single individual row. You see there's some other options here, horizontal and vertical, horizontal with 2 levels, but we're going to have this all on 1 level, so we're just choosing horizontal tabs. And before we do anything else, we don't need a field list, so we're just going to turn that off by clicking this button. Before we do anything else, we're going to save this form as main menu, because it is the main menu. Back in the old days, we used to name it the switchboard. So if you can think about the concept of the switchboard, when someone called into a business, they got the switchboard first and it routed everything else. So the main menu will work the same way. You're going to use it first to route to all the pieces that you've now created, these all other forms, the UI, the forms that had the UI user interface macros attached to them, the first forms that the data sheet forms, and the other forms that you've created, the reports list, the forms list. We're going to all put these in one location now, so that you can use this one navigation form, this main menu, to access all those parts. Okay, so the main menu, that's saved. So now we just want to add the, we want to correct this title, because up here it says navigation form. And we just going to click that twice to get an insertion point. And we're going to call this Bavant Publishing. Okay, so now the title's done. The name of the form is done. We just need to add these things to the title. Let's save our latest change. And now we're just going to simply drag and drop the items that need to go here. And so for the very first form that we're going to put here is the customer form. And it's not the one that we had originally. It's the data sheet form that we just created in the last video that had the UI interface. You know, the one where you click anywhere in the customer number and the customer master form opens. So all we're going to do is take and drag this to that tab where it says Add New. And it's going to add it to the navigation form. Very simple. Likewise, we're going to get the book rep form, drag it to the second tab, and now it's there. And for the fourth tab, we're going to use the forms list. Here it is right here. And for the very last tab, we're going to use the reports list. Here it is right here. And believe it or not, that's all there is to it. We're going to save this and close it. That's it.